Well, hello there everyone. Welcome to the video here on the channel. My name is Emily and welcome to a very early morning at Prague International Airport. Why are we out here looking at a view of the airport that no one would recognize except me? Well, I'm feeling really nostalgic today. So we are going to be flying a reverse of the first ever flight I did as a sort of real time sitting all the way through a long haul flight in Flight Simulator, which was back in the FSX Steam Edition days. Yep, that's how far back that goes, when Dovetail Games still did Flight Simulator. And we're here at Prague. So my first ever flight I did was from Orlando. It was from McCord, actually, I'll be honest. And we flew all the way during across the pond, along an event track, all the way into Prague in the 777-300ER. We've got Prague Václav Havel. You can see, I can see the lovely aircraft here. This is the control tower. So let's talk you through, I guess, what's in Prague. So this is the original airport. This is the arrivals area. They I think it's been removed now, but there used to be like a suspended Zilin aircraft in this area. This is where you checked in for your flight. This was Terminal 1, of course, before they built the Schengen terminal. But the UK never entered Schengen, so yeah. From memory, there's a bit more of a drop down here. That's, this is a bit more raised. You got the car park there, which is where the rent-a-car places are. Terminal 2 for your Schengen departures. Oh, hello. A really cool observation terrace upstairs in Terminal 2. If you go in there, there's like a little history bit of Prague Airport, a toy shop, a pharmacy, and downstairs in like this area is a Billa supermarket, which is absolutely great for getting your last minute check supplies. So like bread rolls and stuff that they just don't do in the UK. And this is our aircraft today. This is OKYAC 777-200ER. I believe OKYAC in real life was one of the A300s that Czech Airlines had back in the day. Am I right? I was an A310, my apologies. So actually, I believe it still works out of Iran. Iran. Anyway, really quickly before we get in the aircraft, the reason I'm actually doing this sort of flight today, I'm really late to the party, but not that long ago, Czech Airlines shut down. They had the last flight, which was a Paris to Prague on an A320. And I wanted to recreate that in Flight Simulator because Czech Airlines always meant a lot to me. As you guys know, I'm half Czech. So I've flown a lot on Czech Airlines compared to most English people, or British people, as I should better identify myself to be. And yeah, like I say, as of so it's becomes part of Smart Wings. So it was yeah, like I say, the last Airbus. Oh, sorry, it was an A319. Still, yeah, and that's quite sad. Anyway, back in we'll jump into the cockpit and we'll go flying. So we're in drone mode at the moment, which is quite fun just to fly around. Like I felt like as soon as I was sort of whizzing about, going, ooh, actually I want to get a better screenshot here. Sun's in the wrong place. And what we'll do is we'll get GSX to operate the control tray. Standby 1. Yes! Shut up! I will disable. I need to get a tool to open the cockpit to hide that. I've discovered that since. See? That didn't gone away. Since the A350 video correction. Get the airbridge to connect, and then we will take a screenshot for a thumbnail. Okay, airbridge is supposedly connected on. And just quickly go like that for a thumbnail grab. Oh my god, don't make me do this. Ray. There we go, that's probably a thumbnail right there. We'll hop into the flight deck and we'll start actually prepping for our flight today. So going to Orlando Sanford, get the ADIUs to align. We will then get sim brief up on the screen. Sim brief. Sim brief. Set this screen to nav for the crack. All those other screens down MFD mode. New flight. We're going LKPR to KSDF, I believe it was, for Sanford. Was that right? SFB, of course. KSFB. I'm going to do it on the 777-200. And we go. So now that we've got a route planned, we'll plug it into the aircraft. Come, you go down, thank you. So the way you do this is you go into your FMS. I know my nav date was out of date, but it's out of date in both sims basically, which is how I can just try using it. On both sources. So POSINET, we'll use our GPS position to initialize the GPS in the aircraft. We're going LKPR, KSFB, and that way the airplane knows what the route is now. We can activate that as route, go on to the next page, and then do our departure. So it's the SID is a Balti 5 Alpha. So it's a 2-4 at departure end. And then we go to the next page of the route. And we do Lima 984 Airway to Denard. Then direct to Sobka, sorry. Then direct to Rapid. Then Tango 843. And that's to Demab. I don't need to actually accept it, but I just do anyway out of force of habit at this point. Lima 604 to Relby. Lima 602 to RKN. Lima 980 to Tenley. Now we're back on Lima 602 to Spierborg, which is the Netherlands. It's just north or south of Schiphol from memory. And then direct Ravlo. Certain waypoints you remember because you fly over them quite a lot in the sim. And then Yankee 70 to Opbed. So basically, yeah, we cut over sort of the Midlands of England, where I'm actually heading at the weekend. Well, next weekend. For you guys, it's a few weeks ago. So I'm going with work to the Greatest Gathering, which will be pretty cool. Super excited for that. My plan is to go. I hope you guys said we're going to have a quick 2-minute run and quickly run around the model railway shops and check if there's any decent bargains that I need to bag. I'm actually going to sell some stuff before I go to give myself a budget. Bag zone. Then Malot. And then Nat Foxtrot, which we'll plug in separately. And we come off that and we go to Alry. Which is, so Alry is basically northeastern Newfoundland. Yeah, on Newfoundland. Sorry, I go straight in to come from away when I start seeing place names like that. Alex, Quebec 822. This is so much less painful than doing it on the A350. I feel like on the 350, it's just I have to constantly think about it. On this, I'm just, aside from the fact that the keyboard's not a keyboard, it's alphabetical. Or it's not a QWERTY keyboard, I should say. Yeah. It's so much nicer. Quebec 4 into Blano. Quebec 97 to Bissell. Oh, that's a shame. What we'll do is execute and delete. Well, this is deeply upsetting. Right. Luckily, all these waypoints are in a straight line. So we'll go direct to Southwest. Then from Southward, we'll follow our ways again, which is Quebec 97 again to Wapner. And then we do a star from there. Wop. Perf. So we'll go back to FS Actions now. We'll do our fuel payload first. So calculate the flight. So £10. Wonderful. I need 60. Well, it wants 72 tons. So I want 158. 158.7. 158. 800 actually will go for. That's rounding up neatly. That's how much it suggests I need for the flight. My payload for today's sortie. Estimated takeoff weight is, so payload is 28.2 tons. So roughly 62,000 pounds. So we'll just, I can just do this through setting packs levels, can't I? 170. 374.7 is what we want for our ZFW, which is 374.7. So it makes our load a bit nicer. FMS 374.7. Reserves, we said we're going to be set at £15,000. Our cruise flight level. $360. And our cost index. Cost index. $15. Took me a second to find it in the document, I'm not going to lie. We'll go for a G rate and do flat 5 on the takeoff roll. Transpose that automatically. 147, 152, 158. There we go. So that's basically everything plugged in. We're going to get our weather and we'll sort that momentarily. But what we need to do, I need to go and quickly remove PMDG ground handling services. And then we can get GSX to load the flight. Go release all of those vehicles, and then what we can do is I'll go back into showcase camera. Watch this. So we're going to request boarding of the aircraft. So the GSX stuff is going to start spawning in and getting ready. That is weird. That 737 taking off. That's uncanny. I'm getting uncanny valley, but is it uncanny valley? No, can't remember what the word is. No, attach the tug later. It's the pushback. No, well, nobody. Yeah, crew's already on board. We've been prepping the aircraft. You can see us in there. I do love the fact as well. I'm just gonna say this while I do a jump cut. That my little avatar's in the cockpit, and I've got a co-pilot there. And even the fact that you can like look in the cargo bay and like it is just a level of like to be able to do this in previous sims, you'd have to pay 30 quid for a camera add-on. Now it's just a feature, and that makes me very happy. Anyway, I'm going to do a jump cut. Oh, we've got TCAS kicking off. I need to turn TCAS there. Sorry, so apologies, tower. Yeah, we're going to get everyone on board. It'll be a few minutes. We're just not getting high load listed, I presume. No? Oh, okay. Well, cargo's already on board, I guess. Yeah, it's just not getting close. I'll fix the profile later. But, anywho, I'll see you guys in a moment. Alrighty, so the dispatcher has just come for push. I'm going to do a close and get out of here. That door, that's a safety breach, but shush. Closing the door. We'll go doors, and we'll get them both. We'll get them all to armed. All doors armed, please. Once again, we'll just do a check. So that's done. That's done. So we can remove the checks. Keep that set to that. Oh, so sorry about that. I know you've been chatting about them in that in the comments at me. I can't speak English today. I'm just waiting for her to say that we're clear to start engines, basically. Beacons are on. Setup sign is on. That's all on. APU bleed is on, which is supplying everything, which is fine. The packs will turn themselves off for the start sequence. We literally just do 2 then 1. Cool. And the emergency lights aren't cut in for whatever reason. They're up there. Guard those. Everything else is good to go. Brake source is basically saying there's not enough air brake, which is fine. Okay, what should just oh no, we'll let them do their thing down there. Let's have a look actually. Is it a cranky tug or a pushy tug? It's a pushy tug they've got here at Prague. And it will be nose to the left, tail to the right, please. In fact, we've got space for that. Yeah, nose right, tail. Nose left, tail right even. Roger. Shut the bitch up. Roger. Start the engine 2 then 1. So what we look for here is we look for engine pressure increase. Ideally more than 5, yeah, 6, 7, there we go. So engine 2 fuel goes in. And the aircraft starts starting itself, basically. Got Czech Airlines handling fuel browser over there. Let's not get pushed into that today, eh? So, there we go. I'm going to say stop the push here, and I'll just taxi off from this. Oh my god, fine. Yes, no, yeah, that is my response to them. Yes, no, how to wing. Go play with yourself. I'm going to set this. So it has occurred to me you might not have actually been hearing any of that, so I'm not sure if you're hearing it. If you're not, I apologise profusely.
Unlocking gear.
Yes, you are hearing it. Good. Done, done, done. So we're just going to get 1 started, and then fuel put into 1. We're cranking it. Fuel goes in, and it starts quite rapidly. Hopefully. Hopefully. So beacons, nerves, logos are going to stay off because it's still pretty dark. Pretty light now, sorry. Taxi lights can go on, turn-offs can go on. I don't care about blinding them, they should have left ages ago. And see our routing there.
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed.
So that voice is just, I know it from YouTube shorts and it makes me, like it induces anxiety in me, that voice. Right, done. I'll set flap 1. Flat 5. Before we get moving, let's do a flight control check. Let's check. Let's do general systems check, I suppose. Doors were showing us closed. Tires are good. Always the last one you check. Right, flight controls. Full back, full forward, full left, full right, full left, full right. That'll do. Sea brakes on for the takeoff roll and pitch trim. 1¼ degrees. Set. Park brakes get released. Use a little bit of power and get it moving. Oh, it's not as well as on this aircraft. That's handy, I guess. Shush. This is why the airplane comes with full screens. As we taxi away. Luckily, the AI is using 3.1 today, so we'll just ignore them entirely and do our own thing. We can go our own way. Go our own way. So the crew are going to have them strapped in and ready to go rapidly. Hopefully today. Yes, that's what it sounds like when I try and not sneeze, but I also just need to sneeze. My nose is very sore. Thank you for asking. What was I looking up here to do? I forgot. I'll remember in a sec. So that needs to be set to VT plus 15, which is 158, 168, 172 knots is the initial climb at speed. We'll just put initial at 10,000 feet. Just give us an initial climb out on, so we'll go level. Use LNAV for lateral guidance. It's pre-on that. Trust me. It'll make you feel like a genius. Right. So at the moment, the airplane is basically saying to me, the lateral guidance is togo, which is basically wings level. Vertical guidance is togo, which is basically pitch for 15 degrees. That will change as during the takeoff roll. So that's the ding from the cabin. APU goes off now. APU bleed goes off. It'll sort itself out in the cooldown. And yeah, let's go fly a plane. Absolutely gorgeous morning here in Prague. Shame we're leaving. We'll be doing some VFR in Czech here. Last item for the takeoff roll is on a break to RTO. As we're clear for takeoff. TAR8. Now it's definitely time to go fly a plane. Alrighty. Wind is blowing straight down the runway. Gorgeous. I don't understand why they're using the 3.1 for takeoff. But that might be a no-tam thing. You can see wind is straight down the runway, so they're taking off with a crosswind. Is it like a manliness thing? Like, oh, I'm so manly, I take off with crosswind where I don't have to. Right, we'll just do rolling departure. That's fine, don't worry. Don't worry about it, aeroplane. Toga. We are going to be ignoring the traffic on the runway today. 80 knots, cross check. Commit. Rotate. Positive rate landing gear up, please. VNAV. Pilot 1. Oh, hello. Great. We'll go flat plus now. There we go. That's pretty much the takeoff. So legs. We're going straight up to 360. So just scroll that altitude wise to 360 and let the airplane fly itself. Well, at least for me to do was an outro. We'll get the lights in a few thousand feet, but so like I say, it is sort of bittersweet, I guess, to fly Czech Airlines playing away from Prague for the final time. Yeah, it's a bit weird, but absolutely love the livery. It's just like that tail fin, that sort of tricolour one, that flag, that bicolor, I guess, on the on the fin. It's just an iconic part of growing up for me. That and yeah, it's just iconic. Anyway, I'll see you guys tomorrow when we land in Orlando. See you later.